I'm just gonna say it, anyone can get jacked. And I'll tell you why this is true and what you should focus on to finally get jacked. People love to blame their lack of progress on genetics, and you're probably guilty of this too. But the truth is that in the gym, just like in life, there are things that you can control and things that you can't control. Everyone has a different muscle building potential, and things that determine your muscle building potential are bone structure, muscle belly shape, muscle fibers responsiveness, and lots of other things. But my point is that none of these things you can change. They are part of your genetics, and you may not like it, but you're probably never going to look like this, because certain people are just genetic outliers, and that is okay. But at the same time, there are lots of things that you have control over that will actually move the needle. Basic things like your training, diet, and sleep are way more in your control than you realize. And despite what anyone says, I will put training at the top. You absolutely need to have a structured training program and push yourself every single time and chase that progressive overload. Training every muscle group at least twice a week also matters a lot, especially if you're natural. And I would absolutely recommend you to track your workouts if you don't do that already. I just think it's way easier than just to try to remember what you did last time. Just download any free app out there and put in your training program. I use this one if you're curious. When it comes to intensity, you don't need to take every set to failure, but all your sets should absolutely be hard. If you have more than 2 or 3 reps in reserve, you should definitely increase the intensity next training session. As for diet, I would first figure out what my goal is. You can go to any TDE calculator and plug in your stats and it will tell you how many calories is your maintenance. If you want to lose weight, just get in the deficit by lowering your calories by 300 to 500. If you want to gain muscle, eat at maintenance or small surplus. I would die on this hill, but I think everyone should count calories, just because it'll make the whole process much easier, and it literally takes less than 2 minutes per day. Your protein intake is the most important thing, and you should eat at least 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. Keep in mind that not all protein sources are the same, and you want to focus on a complete protein source. Those complete protein sources are animal-based products, like eggs, meat, fish, and dairy. Your fat intake is the second most important thing, because fats are used for energy, hormone production and regulation, and lots of other things. For all of these reasons, at least 20% of your calories should come from fat, and some great fat sources are eggs, sardines, nuts, and seeds. And last but not least, carbs. Carbs are the primary energy source, and some great carb sources are oats, rice, potatoes, fruits, and vegetables. Sleep is another big thing that most people just ignore. At least 7 to 9 hours of sleep is a must, and some ways to improve your sleep are to go to bed at the same time every single day and wake up at the same time every single day. Make your room a bit colder and eat carbs 2 or 3 hours before bed. But the biggest game changer in my opinion is to just stop looking at screens at least an hour before bed. I also love to read right before going to sleep, so you can give that a try as well. The last thing is patience. You absolutely need to be patient and consistent with all of these things. Building muscle takes a lot of time, especially naturally. So just be realistic with your expectations and actually put in the work required to get jacked. Take a couple of years to build a decent amount of muscle and then get lean and you have a pretty solid physique. I am the living proof. I'm 6 feet tall and I have really long limbs. And despite all that, I built a decent physique, so if I can do it, so can you. Focus on things that you can control and be consistent and patient, and you will get jacked. I promise you that.